In this video, we are going over the highest yielding ETFs with no NAV erosion this week. And as always, we are going to be in YieldCanary checking out some of the data. So before we get started, no NAV erosion essentially means the fund isn't quietly shrinking its own share price to fund its distributions, is basically what it means. So the share price on the funds we're going to talk about are either going up or they are staying flat. They are not declining like you would see on a lot of these income funds. So to see this data, we are going to go to the Insights tab within YieldCanary. And if this is your first time seeing it, it's basically just some curated lists. There's 11 of them. As we record this video today, there's 11 with some more coming. But before we get into the no NAV erosion list, I wanted to quickly talk about the yield traps that you need to avoid. And there's a couple lists on here that you can see some of the traps that you could find yourself in. So the first one is this highest advertised yield list. And basically what this is showing is the advertised yield that a lot of these issuers have on their websites. It's the last month's distribution annualized. So it can be a very big number and it fluctuates obviously month to month. So you can see that number on the left-hand side here. For example, let's see this Grayscale Ethereum covered call fund here, 127.5% advertised. But the important thing this is showing you is the true yield. So the true yield on YieldCanary is the trailing 12-month yield, which is what we call the headline yield. There's a lot of terminology here. But it essentially strips out the return of capital that we calculate. So that's why we call it the true yield. It's just it's taking out the return of capital. So you could see the headline yield. We should probably make a list that is the headline yield versus the true yield as well. But you could see this is what you would see on a lot of these, in a lot of the marketing on like YieldMax's website or something. But when you take out the return of capital, you could see a lot of these true yields are zero. So this is the trap that YieldCanary is really good at showing investors. And then there's another list all the way down at the bottom is rightfully called the yield trap to avoid list. And this is looking at our death clock versus the true yield. And our death clock doesn't go anywhere lower than 0.5 years, but this is basically showing ETFs that have had pretty severe NAV erosion over the last year without getting too in the weeds with the definitions here. But if you click on one of these, for example, and we look at the 1 year, I mean, you could just see a steady drop from almost 60 bucks a share down to 23 a share. So if you're looking at the share price and in the distribution history, let's go to the dividends. You can see the cash amount over here has been steadily declining as well. So there's a couple different factors that go into the death clock without getting too in the weeds. But the yield traps to avoid are all going to be funds that have a severe risk status, a very short death clock, and pretty much a 0% true yield every single time. So that is how you can check for stuff not to invest in, or at least stuff that you have to really do some due diligence on. But let's go back to the main goal of this video, which is the highest yielding ETFs with no NAV erosion. And we are gonna look at a couple here. So the criteria for this list are healthy funds with a very low return of capital, 0 to 5% return of capital. What you'll notice is a couple of these obviously have higher return of capitals, but we are considering these to be tax efficient return of capital. You could see these two NEOS funds, for example, QQQI, IWMI, they use return of capital as a tax strategy. Once again, I don't want to go too far in the weeds in this video, but that is why you'll see some of these ETFs flagging with a higher return of capital SPY from NEOS as well. But we put them on the list because that is not destructive return of capital. So let's just run down real quick. So number one on the list this week is AMDW. This is from Roundhill. 0% return of capital, true yield, almost up around 40%, and it's up almost 100% on the price return 1 year. Next we have Chippy, CHPY, same with the 0% return of capital, nearly a 33% true yield, and it's up almost 43% on the 1 year. Next we have AAPW from Roundhill. This one is carrying the badge. You can hover over and see a little brief description for you there, but return of capital is about 63%, true yield nearly 31%, and it's up about 7% on the yield. I'll just go through two more. QQQI from NEOS, very popular, also with the tax badge. True yield about 14%, and it's up about 6% on the yield on the year. And finally is NEOS's Russell 2000 IWMI with the tax badge as well. 13% true yield, and it's up like the Russell 2000 is this year about 14%. And you could see the rest of the list down below here. IAUI, which is NEOS's gold income ETF. We have some Tap Alpha, Curve, NEOS, Total Capital, and you could click to see 5 more, so you can see 15 in total here. So that's what we got on the No NAV Erosion list this week. Be sure to subscribe because this stuff updates weekly, and this is going to become a regular weekly video series that I'm going to do. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment down below if you're holding any of these funds. Just to recap, AMDW, Chippy, AAPW, and then we have the two from NEOS, QQQI and IWMI, top out the top of the list on the No NAV Erosion. If you like this type of content, we do have a Reddit channel that is nearing 400 members as we speak. I'm going to leave a link in the first pinned comment down below if you want to come join us on Reddit. And we also have a free newsletter that goes out every Thursday, so be sure to jump on that as well. And as always, we will see you in the next video.